Kol HaShoneh Halachot B'chol Yom. Today's day is the 22nd of the Chodesh month of Elul, Sunday. Bezat Hashem, one more week, a new year. Today's two mitzvot are mitzvah number 409. We're not allowed to kill our guilty party of a murderer unless he stands in front of the Beit Din. That's mitzvah number 409. And mitzvah number 426, we are not allowed to have mercy on people who have avodah zarah. The shiur is sponsored by Nishmat Yecheskel Netanel ben Harab Avishai Alevi. Anybody who wishes to sponsor, reach out. Anyway, let's go. 409. שנמנעו שלא להרוג החוטא כשנראהו עושה מעשה החטא שהתחייב עליו מיתה קודם שנביאהו לבית דין. So you have a person who has transgressed a sin that is actually required for him to be killed. For instance, Mechalel Shabbat, the best thing that could come to the scenario, besides all other averot. But this is the averah that was very clear. A person is chayav mitah. So maybe the witnesses will say, we know for a fact he's a murderer. There's nothing to talk about. We saw him mechalel Shabbat. So for sure he has to be murdered. So let's kill him now. Why do we have to go through a headache? Not like in Florida, you know, the deputy of the police chief who said, somebody breaks into your house. I love Florida. This is the only reason, if anything, I like in Florida, when the chief police officer declared, if somebody breaks into your house, save our money and save our judicial system a lot of headache, just murder the guy and finished. Somebody breaks into your house, kill him. That's one of the reasons. So far, I think Miami is a little bit more liberal than anybody thinks about it. But over here, as long as the police officer talks like a human being, somebody comes to your house, you kill him. What's the question? Right? But still, over here, we're talking about where there is no imminent danger. We're not talking about mitzvah number 600, where you have an obligation to save a person who is being nirdaf from a murderer. You have an obligation to kill the murderer who's about to kill, to stop the murder. But over here, we're talking about mechalel Shabbat. A person goes in mechalel Shabbat, or a person does avodah zarah. The person does any other sin, or let's say already murdered. The two witnesses told him, don't. They screamed out to him, and he didn't listen. He killed. So maybe these two witnesses will go and murder this guy by themselves. Why do they have to do a Beit Din b'chlal? Because the Torah prohibits them. The Torah prohibition 409 says specifically, you're not allowed to murder anybody until he stands in front of the Beit Din, and the Beit Din has to rule. ונביא עליו העדים לפניהם, והם ידינוהו במה שהוא חייב. The witnesses are obligated to come to Beit Din and testify, and the Beit Din will hear the whole case, and only then, if there is chayav, the Beit Din will act. שנאמר, as it says in the pasuk in the Torah במדבר, in chapter 35, י"ב, 12th pasuk, ולא יעמוד הרוצח עד שעמדו לפני העדה למשפט. This individual who is chayav mitah should not be murdered until he stands in front of the Beit Din. Rashon mechilta, the Mishchot explains with the Sifra Zuta, kan יוכל שיהרגו אותו משהרג או שנאב. So maybe this individual should be killed right away after he committed the crime. Torah says, Talmud lomar, לא ימות הרוצח עד עומדו. The Torah tells us specifically that a murderer should not be murdered until he stands in front. And we explained already. ואפילו ראוהו בית דין הגדול שהרג יהי כולם העדים וישאו עדותן אצל בית דין אחר שידונו. So you have now Beit Din decided to go on the expedition trip. You have all the bus full of 23 Beit Din, the entire Sanhedrin Akhtana, right? Sanhedrin Akhtana, you have 23 Beit Din people. This is the people who decide the person gets murdered or not. All of a sudden they're driving, and through the window they see a Jew is about to kill another Jew, and they scream, "Hello! You're not allowed to murder. You're going to get killed." The rabbi says, even these 23 judges are now all what? They're all becoming witnesses to the crime, and they have to go to another Beit Din and judge him there, and only then they could murder this guy. They cannot say, let's take the law to their own hands. ועוד אמרו במחיל, זה נספס over there, הרי עדה שראו אחד שהרג את הנפש, יכול להרגו אותו עד שלא יעמוד אצל בית דין. תלמוד לומר, ולא יעמוד הרוצח עד עומדו. So maybe you have a whole congregation, like in India, Rahman al-Islam. In India, I saw cases when they take it, or Pakistan right now also. Somebody showed me, I remember I told you a video, in Pakistan how they commit the skila. They take, the community decided that these two guys was a troublemaker. This was like a very famous video of you. I'm talking to you like maybe 20 years ago. So I had two Pakistani boys were accused of rape and murdering an attorney, right? And they decided the community took the action into the string into action to kill innocent people. By the way, they were not even guilty. So they caught these two guys, started killing them, literally on the street, stoning them. On the whole video, you don't want to see it. I'm just going to describe it a little bit, that you should understand. This is what Rachamim is. No, chas v'shalom, it has to be, a person has to stand in front of the Beit Din, even if he's 100% guilty, on the video, on everything, with all the warnings, and he disregards everything, and he does what is crime, still, the law is, don't kill him until he stands in the Beit Din. Mitzvah. What is the purpose of this mitzvah, says the Rabbi? Anything that relates to capital punishment, it's very, very intricate. The laws are very intricate, and it needs a lot of concentration and going over and over the situation. Nitzavim lihiyot matzilim hanidon b'chol davar haraui le'atzilo b'shvilo. We're obligated, the Jewish nation, we're obligated to save a criminal as much as possible, even if he is a criminal. But we have to see if maybe it's not. Maybe it's a misunderstanding, or maybe there was something that was not properly translated to us. There's a lot of different scenarios.
They don't have orech din.
As we see, they're not orech din, not somebody fake or liar. We're not looking for liars, right? We're talking about a lot of cases. A lot of cases, people misunderstand things, misread things, misconstrued. Think people do things. They have mistakes. Still, let the Beit Din decide, and therefore, until then, no action should be taken. Lo shitu adin kedei le'atzilo chalila. Chas v'shalom, we're not telling you to misguide the judgment like this, orech din, like you said, fake lawyers, all those fake. Let's find a word in the law that really doesn't mean this, and then they build up what on one word. On one word, that's why people like to suggest, if you make a contract, if you lease something, don't make a contract with those crazy lawyers, 45, 50 pages and up. One page. I tell everybody, the best contracts in the world are one page. One page. You're leasing from me X, Y, and Z. This is what I'm giving you. This is what you're giving me. Bye-bye. No extra words and new ones, a little more of that, and then the attorneys go and play with it. And Ahmad don't mean nothing. Besides the fact that today contracts don't mean anything, nobody cares about contracts. I'm worried about all this fake ki-tavoh contracts we sign, and no Beit Din could enact them. It's a big question if all this works, all these things that we do, and in the end, all the girushin, no woman. Beit Din tells you up front, we can't collect ki-tavoh. If you can't collect ki-tavoh, my question is, why in the world did you write it? Why does a rabbi? Oh wow, I'm Misader Kiddushin Hayom. Yeah, what are you doing? I prepared the ki-tavoh. Yeah, how much this ki-tavoh is worth? Nothing. So why are you doing it? Big question. I had the whole Shabbos about it, the whole Shaila about it on Shabbos. I don't see an explanation why we're doing the fake things. We're not allowed to do fake things. It has to be some hole into it. In the olden days, the ki-tavoh actually held the background. A property or something was attached to it. Yeah, something that meant something, that tangible. Today, everybody's asking, maybe one of the reasons why we have so many gets, so many divorces. It became a hefker. So let's say, the Chachamim said, we're going to make sure that he's going to marry her with ki-tavoh, so he's not going to be mizalzel. So she's not going to be light in his eyes. But today, if you ask anybody that ki-tavoh is worth anything, don't worth nothing. Maybe change the ki-tavoh and hopefully that will solve all our problems. Anyway, as our sages told us in over there, Rosh Hashanah, 26th page on first Amud. Over there's an obligation for us to judge the person, and we have to save him if there is a way for what the reason to save, but not chas v'shalom fake the law. The whole point is to see if there is not the judgment, to see how we could twist the law, to see if we could save the person. There is legal savings, but to chas v'shalom, to fake the judgment, the guy is chayav mitah, kill him, no questions asked. ועל כן נזהרנו שיבואו הדין על כל פנים לפני בית דין We are commanded that the witnesses, when they come, they see such a crime, they should bring him to Beit Din and not, chas v'shalom, enact the punishment on their own. כי אולם, אולי מתוך ראותן העניין לא יוכלו להפך בזכותו, כי התעוררו לבבם בחיובו על כל פנים. Therefore, the witnesses are, again, they were in shock right now. Right? They saw a crime, they're in shock. We're talking about turning light on Shabbat. I can tell a guy, don't turn on the light. He doesn't get. They're shocked that the transgression, the sin is so shockful that could set their mind off a little bit. And so therefore, in order to make sure that there is no personal feelings, they come to Beit Din, and over there, they have to be judged. This person has to be judged. The sages told us what's connected in this mitzvah. You have to find all the halachot related to this mitzvah. It's Sanhedrin Ayin Gimel. Okay. This mitzvah is regardless who it is, a man or a woman, right? They're not allowed to act this way. Let's say here, he says to us, even a woman. Even though women are not part of witnessing, right? They're not allowed to witness. They're not witnesses. A women are not kosher witnesses. So he says over here, however, this mitzvah is also noeged by women and men. Why? Right? So it says like this. The testimony is acceptable by men, right? Through men only, no women. So what happened? Why does he say that a woman? The fact is that a woman is not allowed to murder. Let's say a woman is witnessing the guy. And two women. They're seeing the guy Mechalev Shabbat. So they're going to say, you know what, let us take our action. We can't take him to Beit Din. They're not going to listen to us anyway. So let's kill him. Chas v'shalom, the women are also prohibited. This prohibition is for both. 409 is for men and women not allowed to act on their own. What happens if they transgress this? Either the witnesses, the man or woman, and they went ahead and murdered the person who was supposed to be brought to Beit Din, but they didn't bring him to Beit Din. אפילו אם היה דינו שהתחייב בבית דין, דין ההורגהו כדין רוצח. ונהרג עליו בזמן הבית אם יש עדים. So these two people who saw the witness a crime, they went ahead and enacted the crime. Another two witnesses come and warned them, don't do it, and they didn't listen. They get killed for murder. They murdered somebody. But that person was chayav mitah. The Rabbi says no. They were not allowed to transgress this sin 409, and if they transgress it 409, they acted the punishment, they will get punished for that sin. For instance, let's say also, if somebody ate a pig and two witnesses told him not to eat a pig, and now they lashed him, so they're going to get punished for doing this act. Let's say if the lashing, they're going to have to pay for embarrassment, they're going to have to do all other avirot, right? All the things that are embarrassment, lashing requires healing, there's doctors and everything. There's two guys that enacted improperly, they're going to have to pay for all their actions, the improper behavior. Okay, mitzvah number 426. Question quickly?
I want to ask you if somebody like eating finger, you can inverse him next to people. Why you eating this? Also like it?
Of course, yes. 426. You ready? Let's go. Let's just do this. Bezrat Hashem. Some people will learn the second mitzvah quickly. Shelo nimchol al ovdei avodah zarah. Right? We're not allowed to have mercy on people who do avodah zarah. V'lo yasher beinenu davar mehem. We're not allowed to find any merit on their behalf at all for these sinners. כלומר, שנרחיק ממחשבתנו ולא יעלה על פינו שיהיה בימי שהוא עובד עבודה זרה דבר תועלת. We should not say anything. We should not find any favor. We're not allowed to even talk that there is good coming out of their avodah zarah. Something good coming out. There's a question, maybe Christianity, some want to say, it is avodah zarah, it's not avodah zarah. One thing that the rabbis say about the best thing about Christianity is that it took away the paganism. Right? There's a big confusion. The Christians believe in Hashem, they believe in some kind of idol or something. But according to some Rabbonim, they don't believe in idols. They believe in Hashem. They just have a little, what's his name? The whole point, one of the points was Christianity was that they're going to come and they're going to take all the goyim, stop believing in all the nonsense, which they did successfully, and Baruch Hashem, there is there's God, one God, right? Even though he's not seen and he doesn't have physically, but somehow he had a sperm to get a woman pregnant. This is a joke, but again, that's one. So maybe that's the question. The rabbi says that you're not allowed to say anything with Avodah Zarah that they have any merit in this world. So maybe that should be also a question. If we're allowed to say that Christianity, at least what's his name, making the Agoim, like yesterday I had 3 missionaries come to my house yesterday again. I'm sitting over in the condo where I live over here in Florida. Oh, sir, yes. Are you speaking Spanish? I said, no, I don't speak Spanish. What do you need? And they said to me, well, we're coming here. We're looking for Spanish people. We want to teach them the Bible. So I said, if you ladies and gentlemen, I said, whenever you're ready, see this whole house? Anytime you want to learn Bible, I'll teach you. If you want to come learn Bible by me. You're here. Do you speak French? They wanted me to speak French also. I don't know what. I said, but you speak English. Let's go. Anytime. I'm available. Let's learn. You want to learn Bible? I told her the real Bible is right here. Oh, yeah? Okay. Okay, thank you very much. But anyway, so that's good what they're doing. They're going around and they're making what? They're making other goyim that are clueless. Right? They have a cross on their chest. Well, they have a cross, what they don't even know. Committing all the sins in the world, all the crimes in the world, with a cross on their chest. And they're thinking they're Christians. But at least somebody's going around teaching them. I don't know if we're allowed to say this is what sounds like over here, if it's Avodah Zarah. So that's the question. You're not allowed to help them in any way. Not allowed to help them in any way. This Avodah Zarah people, you're not allowed to be. Some people ask questions. Can I give charity? If it's this organization, that's this organization, that organization. It's a question. Let's say they were collecting, the Christians collecting, for African children. All those things was like, every time the Xmas times there was that beautiful song that I like. What is it? Louis Armstrong. Yeah. Look at what a beautiful world. Right? That song used to come up on the radio when I was growing up, and right away, right after that, give us $1 a day, charity. Right away, you know what I'm talking about? Raphael, yeah, he knows those days when we were kids. Before you were growing up, you watch wrestling. All of a sudden, this song comes up, and everybody knew this song means charity. Give us $1 a day.
So you can give the goy the charity.
No.
You don't give charity to goy?
No, looks like no.
Oh, yeah.
If it's Avodah Zarah or something that's
I'm not talking about Avodah. He's in the street goy. He needs the money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Of course, it's a mitzvah.
To goy.
Oh, go in the street.
Yeah.
I'm talking about organizations. Don't give any organizations.
Okay.
Christian organizations, chas v'shalom, or any goyish organization, Muslim, nothing. Leave us alone. They have their own. We have our own, right? They want to promote. Let them promote Torah better, because Torah gives at least peace in the world. These guys. The come in the street, it's a mitzvah. As much as you have something in your pocket, give it. Everybody should see, wow, Jewish people give tzedakah. It's a beautiful thing. I was in Manhattan one day. A guy comes up, Rabbi, buy me food. Of course, come here. I took him to there was a takeout, whatever it was, a goyish takeout Chinese place. Gave him to the $19, $20 meal. Let him eat. B'chazut, let him eat good. Why? Leave us alone. That's right. As our teachers told us, "Shasur lomar kam na'eh goy zeh." Oh, among this provision, you're not allowed to say, this guy is good. He's a good person. Chas v'shalom. You're not allowed to say that. Wow, he's so nice and respectable.
Yeah, they have some people.
Only in his face you're allowed to say it. We're talking about here when you come home and you start praising Chas v'shalom, the goyim, you're causing problems. Let's see. The Varim Zayin, it says over there clearly that you're not allowed to praise them in any way. Why? The Chazal are afraid if you praise the goyim at home, what happens? Your children will marry goyim. Guaranteed. All right, yes. You're not allowed to give them any beauty. כעניין שאמרנו, ויש רבותינו שלמדו, מלות לכם, לא תיתן להם מתנות חינם. Another thing, you're not allowed to give a goy gifts for free, unless they do something for you. Let's say we're in yeshiva world, we want to make sure the buses, drivers are, respectful of the kids. We used to give them out presents on Hanukkah time. And we used to, Hanukkah, because that's the time, maybe Hashem did it on purpose, that their Xmas time comes around the Hanukkah time. So now when we make sure we are obligated to bribe a goy. People don't understand that the main downfall of European Jewry and the goyim, they did this achzariyut that they had, is because we in Europe. I did a lot of homework. They were doing things according to the law, according to the halacha. Goy don't care what we have to. The goy, if anything, you have to bribe him. How come there was no Holocaust in the Muslim countries during the same time? Simple. In the Muslim countries, the Rabbanim stories are we used to bribe them like crazy. No rabbi ever come. Bedish Chai, Rabbatia. So many stories. They were walking in the street from their house to shul, from shul to home. All the aniyim, poor people will line up and give me money. All the goyim. And they gave every goy non-stop. Take a look at the biography of Hitler. What was his big problem? Take a look. The goyim the Jews was mistreating me. All these rich Jews coming out of these rich buildings and don't give anything to a goy. Rahman Islam, that was one of the things that pushed. Look at his biography. Maybe it's a lie, maybe it's not. But I know I spoke to a lot, and it sounds like very true. Bribe a goy. Any instance you have. Here, take $1. Here, 25 cents. Here, make noise. Here, make sure that they know you're giving. Now, organizations, stay away. Because now you're praising what they're doing. Because their organization is all fake anyway. Shem mitzvah, so what's connected to this mitzvah? Shetchilat kol ma'aseh b'nei adam hi kiviyut machshava. You have to understand why this Torah, specifically number 426, we're talking about your attribute of your mouth. You're not allowed to speak any praise of a goy, especially Avodah Zarah, because the whole deeds are all actions start from our mind. So if you are there already speaking that they're good, in the end you're going to you're going to say, it's okay, my daughter, or chas v'shalom, my child, my children getting married to them. Why not? Chas v'shalom.
So it's no good to say that you have some goyim, they are very nice. They give charity, they are good.
The what?
Some goyim, they are very nice.
Yeah, okay.
גם כתוב שמעתי, גוי חסיד יש לו חלק לעולם הבא.
Yes, Hasid. No problem. Okay, but again, if it's Avodah Zarah, if they're not in a step of, like you said, if a goy is doing 7 mitzvot Noach and he's mamash praising and he's careful and he's emphasizing you have to behave, you cannot commit crime, all those things. Obviously, we could say this is a nice words that he's saying, but we have to be it's a very fine line. When I was learning in yeshiva, we were told be very careful how you praise the goy and what words you say, and especially in front of your children, never praise them. That's another problem. Again, you're talking about next generation. Next generation tolerate. Today's the world tolerate everything. Okay, all the things are discussed in Masechta Avodah Zarah. Some Hey Amud Aleph over there, page 65. Okay, v'noheged. Right, this mitzvah is at all times. Let's see, where is the v'noheged? V'noheged mitzvah zo b'chol makom b'chol zman b'zecharim v'nekivot. Doesn't matter. In this mitzvah is always. You're going to live in the moon, in the stars, or wherever you're going to live. You're going to live anywhere in the world. This obligation is constant. You're not allowed to find any favor in the goyish behavior, especially a goy who is doing avodah zarah b'feresia. The only goy we're talking about, maybe, if it's a goy who's keeping mitzvot noach, respectful to Jews, and he is behaving in such a manner, and he emphasizes and he promotes respecting other people, well, maybe I could hear this. The Yisur will not include that person. However, let's say men and women have this prohibition. Now the men are allowed to praise, the women are allowed to praise a goy. והעובר הזה וישיבח עובדי עבודה זרה ומעשיהם, and chas v'shalom any Jew that goes against this prohibition and goes ahead and praises the goyim, the avodah zarah, for all their deeds. Even look at this, how good they are. זולתי בעניין שימצא שבח יותר מאוד לאומנות מתוך שבחם, עבר עליו זה ואין בו מלכות לפי שאין בו מעשה. However, this prohibition 426, he did this Avera. What do you do with him? Can't give him lashes. We can't give him lashes. Why? Because there's no deed involved in this praising goy. However, he has transgressed this prohibition, and he has to do tshuva. Aval oncho gadol meod. If the rabbi says that we knowing that his sin is so great, ki hu siba letakala meruba she'en la tashlumin. For this sin causes a lot of side effects that could cause a lot of harm, and there's no way to be redeemed from it. כי הדברים ירדו לפעמים בחדרי הבטן השומעים וכל יודע דעת יבין זה. For we understand that we could cause, like we said right now, intermarriages, all these things. Like when COVID was striking out, I said, people, wake up. This is all Goyish plan. And I said, the Goyim are planning to harm the Jews. You think I'm joking? I wanted to say that my lectures are going to be starting from now on, B'ezrat Hashem, how I survived a Holocaust. And in brackets, we're going to put over there, COVID-19 assassination of elderly and weak. That was the act. That was what COVID-19 was all about. All fakeness was all about murdering people, unfortunately, and that's what they wanted. That was the whole plan. The weak and fat, and right. Take a look over there. If you're weak, if you're older, and you're fat, it's good. The COVID, all the outcomes of COVID are good for you because that's what I spoke to lawyers, trying to get compensated for the damages. Sorry, those who are the COVID symptoms, that what you're having is from COVID. COVID for murder, dedicated murder. So all my speeches are going to be now Holocaust survivor, how I survived COVID assassination attempt, and Baruch Hashem, why I'm still alive. So that's going to be all the Shurim series. From now on, if anybody wants to call, Baruch Hashem, yesterday I gave a shiur. We had over here 20-something people, maybe more. We're going to build off of it. The whole purpose why I'm alive is one of them is for all the people's tefillot. Anyone who hears this, thank you very much for your tefillot, and continue praying for Avraham, Rachamim, Chaim, Ben Yeshua.
ניסים בן בשמחה.
מה זה? רפואה שלמה? ניסים בן?
בן שמחה.
שמחה בזאת השם. יוסף בן שמחה.
שלמה בן שמחה.
שלמה בן שמחה. רפואה שלמה לכל עם ישראל בזאת השם.